it is officially 12:02. Hey guys, I'm Becky from Book Bite Reviews, and welcome to my Bout of Books Readathon vlog. As you guys may or may not know, the Bout of Books Readathon is my favorite readathon to participate in. It is very laid back and low-key. There are no contests or like big crazy things. It's all just read as much as you can in 1 week. I always make sure to set aside time to participate in this. I've participated in, I think, all of them, if I'm not mistaken, and I think we're on like 20 something now, so that is crazy, but they do take place 3 times a year. I will leave the website down below so that you guys can check it out. It is a really great and laid-back readathon to participate in. So the readathon goes from today, Monday, August 19th, from midnight until Sunday at 11:59, which would be August 25th. Now, I honestly have some pretty big plans for this week that I hope I can accomplish. We will see. So first up, my plan is to finish The Selection by Kiera Cass. I started it this past weekend, and I need to finish up during the week. This is my book club pick for the month, and we will be talking about it on the Monday after the readathon. This one is a reread for me, so this will be the second time that I'm reading it. It is one of my all-time favorite series, and I'm hoping that it stays that way after this reread. With this one, I am on page 87, and I am using this super cute fox with glasses bookmark for it, and I'm also annotating while I go. This past weekend, I decided to read Obsidian by Jennifer Armentrout, which is my all-time favorite series, and I decided to go ahead and reread the first book this past weekend, and it was the best experience ever, and it has inspired me to try and reread the rest of the books before The Burning Shadow comes out, which is book 2 in the spin-off series of the Luxe series. And I just want to because, for one, I love the books, but also the spin-off series will make more sense because they refer to some things that happened in the original series that I don't really remember. So my plan is to reread all of the Luxe series and The Darkest Star before book 2 comes out this October. So during this week, I would really like to read Oblivion, which is technically book 1.5. This is the first book told in Damon's point of view. I don't think I have read this one, so this is the perfect time to do that. And then continuing on by reading books 2 and 3. My plan is to probably physically read this one, maybe listen to it on audio, but to probably read these 2 on audio. I personally really love audiobooks. I feel like some people look at listening to audiobooks as cheating or a way to get through books faster. That is partly true for me, but I definitely enjoy the experience of an audiobook. I love being able to sit in bed and just listen. I do get some pretty chronic headaches, so it's really nice that I can continue to read without having to have my eyes open. Now, the other reason that I want to listen to these on audio is because I have never listened to them on audio, so I want to see how that experience goes. It'll be a new experience for me with rereading this series. Now, usually I cannot listen to fantasy or paranormal books on audio just because there are usually a whole lot of different pieces and parts that I need to pay attention to in order to understand the plot. But because this is a reread for me, I already know all those things, so it should be easy for me to keep everything in order. Now, if it doesn't end up working out, then I will just physically read these books, but my plan is to try and get through all 3 of these books this week in order to try and make a dent in my reread of the series. Then this weekend, I will be taking my final N.E.W.T.s exam, and that is for my potions class, which is to read your friend's favorite book. For that, I will be reading Sloppy First by Megan McCafferty. I do not physically own this book. I have the ebook of it that I bought a super long time ago, so that will be happening starting on Friday, no matter what. And then finally, I should have time that by Sunday, I should be able to go ahead and start Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. This one is a first time read for me. I have been reading the entire Harry Potter series for the very first time this year, and this is the final book for me to do. It is very bittersweet. I will go ahead and let you guys know that even though I will be starting this during the readathon, I will not be talking about any of my feelings as I do a separate reading vlog for each of the Harry Potter books. So that is my massive TBR for the week. It seems a bit much, even to me. I don't know if I can do it all. Fingers crossed that I can, and we will find out together. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get back in bed and read some more of the selection, and I will see you guys later. Hey guys, it is Monday morning and I'm about to head to work, but I wanted to update you guys really quickly because I do have a little bit of time. So last night I did make some more progress with the selection. I am currently on page 168, so I'm officially halfway through the book, and I have been tabbing still. Things are getting interesting. We are at the palace, we have met Maxon, and now the games will begin. So far I am really enjoying my reread of it. I can't wait to see what I think of the second half, because that is when like all of the action takes place. So that will be the determinator of if this is still a favorite series of mine, but I have really high expectations that it will still be. So my plans for the day are, when I'm at work, I'm going to try to pick up Oblivion by Jennifer Armentrout on audio to see how that goes. And then when I get home, I will be reading more of the selection, hopefully finishing it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting ready for work, and I will see you guys tonight. Hey guys, so it is Monday night. I am home from work. It's currently 11:20 and I have made my dinner, did my laundry, did the Twitter chat for Bout of Books, and edited my video. So I've done everything that I needed to do tonight, and it's already only 11:20. I know that seems late to others, but that's not late to me. I still have plenty of time to read before I go to bed tonight. So I'm just waiting for my video to upload. I'm going to start reading some more of the selection, and that is it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start reading some more of the selection, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, it's Tuesday night and I'm home from work. So let's first talk about day one's progress, and then we'll talk about what I did today. So for day one, I ended up reading about 150 pages, which is seriously just crazy. I read some of the selection, and then I also started N.E.W.T.s by Jennifer Armentrout. This is book 2 in the Luck series, and I am just really loving my reading of it. I am currently on page 39-ish. I stopped in the middle of a chapter because I am listening to it on audio and I started to fall asleep. So I just stopped it, and I believe I'm like right here on like halfway through page 39. So that is what I read of that, and the other 111 pages was of the selection. So honestly, not bad at all for a day one progress. That is honestly kind of nuts to me. I usually only read like 50 pages during a work day. I'm just a super baller, and that's just what I'm doing. So now let's talk about today. I have finished the selection. This was so freaking good, you guys. I really enjoyed my reread of this. It was just fantastic, and I did annotate the entire thing. It was a really great experience, and I love it just as much as I did. But can we just talk about how there are no tabs right here? Like, what is this? It really bothers me. Like, I want to find something to tab just to tab it. But overall, this is getting 5 out of 5 stars. I cannot wait for book club to see what everyone else thought. Today at work, I came up with most of the questions. I'm not sure if I have any more questions to add to it. And I did read the last little bit at work. I read everything but the last 2 pages before I had to stop and actually do some work before I left for the day. So I very quickly read the last 2 pages when I got home, and then annotated everything that I wanted to, and it was just the best. Now, as I have said, I did start N.E.W.T.s last night, so my plans are to keep going with this. Originally, I was going to pick up Oblivion first, as this is technically the next book in the series. It is book 1.5, because this is the first book told in Damon's point of view instead of Katie's point of view, like all the books are. But I wanted to listen to it on audio, and I started last night, and I do not like the narrator for this at all. The guy's voice does not fit Damon whatsoever. So I went ahead and tried out N.E.W.T.s. To be honest, the narrator isn't that great either, but I can live with her. I can live with her a lot more. The only thing that's really bothering me is she is calling Damon Demon, and like, to be honest, it is spelt a little bit different. That is how Damon is spelt. But if it was D-E-A-M-O-N, I can understand demon. But It's an A. It's Damon. It's Damon. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and keep going with this one. And then I don't know if I want to save this for last because it was published last, or if I want to physically read it while listening to N.E.W.T.s. I feel like that'll just confuse me though. Maybe I'll just save it for the end. So tonight I do not have any plans besides eating something because I'm starving. Even though I had very big lunch, I am still starving. And then I'm just going to listen to some more of N.E.W.T.s. It's really great. I kind of want to stop and physically read it so that I can annotate it, but that will take a lot longer, and I would really like to get through books 2 and 3 and then all my plans for the weekend. So we're just gonna listen to the audiobooks. I think that is everything that I have for you guys, so I will see you tomorrow. Hey guys, it is Wednesday morning and I'm about to run out of the house to go to work, but I wanted to update you really quickly because last night I finished N.E.W.T.s. That is crazy. I cannot believe that I stayed up so late listening to this audiobook. Like I said, the narrator is not the best, but she isn't the worst, so I stuck with it. It was really great rereading this one. I do remember that this is one of my least favorite ones. I like it, but I don't. I like it because of the relationship building between Kat and Damon, but overall, this is probably one of my least favorite books, I think. We're gonna have to find out which one is my least favorite, but I do know for sure that I'm pretty positive number 1 has always been my favorite one. This one I didn't really like because there's kind of a love triangle, but not really, and the guy's awful. So yeah, I'm pretty happy that I went ahead and read it on audio because I don't really think there'd be too many tabs in this. And it was just a totally different experience than how I have read them before. So this one is officially done, which means today I will be starting Opal. I cannot wait. This is the second book that I have finished during this readathon. It's only Wednesday. I'm feeling super accomplished. So Opal is up next. I'm gonna head to work now. I will see you guys later. Hey guys, today it is Friday and I have not updated you in a couple of days, but I have been reading. I am about to leave for work, so I wanted to come on here really quick and update you because after work I'm going to be going to a birthday dinner and then I will finally be coming home. So I figured since I have some extra time before I leave, I will quickly give you guys an update. So I believe the last time that I updated you, I had finished N.E.W.T.s and then started Opal, I believe. Last night I finished Opal, so now I have 3 books that have been finished during this week. And then I went ahead and started the ebook for Sloppy First by Megan McCafferty. I should be getting a physical copy today from work, that way I can keep track, or better track, of where I'm at in the book. But I was thinking about how I really wanted to have read Oblivion, but the audiobook for this was not that great. The voice is an older male and it's just not what I pictured Damon sounding like. So I ended up skipping this one to start N.E.W.T.s. But this morning I was kind of thinking about how I could just read it either next year or I could read it after I get done with the series. Don't really want to physically read it just because it'll take a little bit longer and I've already read the story. So while getting ready this morning, I decided to go ahead and try the audiobook again. And I'm actually, I don't know if it's because like I just really want to read it and I don't want to physically read it, but I ended up liking it more than I initially liked it. I still am not in love with the voice. It's just I can deal with it. And now that we're like getting into the story where we're like more into Damon's head, I am like getting used to the voice and it's not that bad. It doesn't sound that much older now that we're like hearing Damon speak to people, but still, it's not the best audiobook. But I'm gonna go ahead and read this as well, which my plan was today to read a bunch of Sloppy First, hopefully finish it tomorrow, and then on Sunday, start Harry Potter. So I'm thinking now that I have went ahead and started this, I'm going to finish this up and then read Sloppy First and hopefully still have enough time to start Harry Potter on Sunday. We will see, but I just really want to get some more books read, and this one I have never read before, so I just wanted to get done, and I feel like I've got enough time, maybe. So that is everything that I have read so far. For the month, I know I'm over 3,000 pages, but I'm not positive I'm where I'm at for the readathon. I do know that day 3, I ended up reading 349 pages because I finished Onyx and then started Opal. And then for day 4, which was yesterday, I ended up reading 243 pages because I finished up Opal. And then it was after midnight when I started Sloppy First, so that will be counting for today's progress. I think so far today I've read probably about 100 pages because I've read the last like 30 pages of Opal after midnight, started Sloppy First, read like 30 some pages of that, and then I've just started Oblivion. So I'm probably, oh actually I think I've read like exactly 20 pages, I think is where I stopped on my audiobook. So like 90 pages so far for the day, so not too bad. I'm very, very happy with my progress during this readathon. Audiobooks are definitely what I need to be doing, either audiobooks or graphic novels, because I can get through them fast and I can get through audiobooks while I'm at work as well, even though I have not listened to any so far during this week at work. I've been way too busy, but I've just like made it a conscious decision to be picking up an audiobook, and as soon as I finish one, start another one. So it's worked out really, really well. But all right, I am gonna go ahead and head downstairs, get everything together to leave for work, and I will see you guys later tonight after I get back from dinner. We're on our way to Barnes & Noble. Hey guys, happy Saturday. I am back from Barnes & Noble and I have my haul here to show you. So let's go ahead and see what I got. Now today was the Barnes & Noble haul where things are 50% off. I thought it was the entire store. It is not. It is only a select amount of titles, which stinks. There was only one book out of the haul batch that I actually wanted, so I only ended up getting 2 books. Now you might hear some noise in the background because Pepe is currently playing with the Barnes & Noble bag now. So first up, I got one that I have already read, but I really, really want to own it because it's probably going to be my favorite book of the year, and that is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I absolutely loved reading this book, so I had to pick it up. This was not part of the haul 50% off. I did have to pay full price for it, but it is a paperback, so it was only $16.99. It might have also been on sale. I can't remember if it was or not, but I had to own this, so for sure I bought this. And then from the official 50% off section, I ended up getting Slayer by Kiersten White. This one is regular $18.99, so it was about $8 after the sale price. This is a story about a girl who lives in the same world as Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and now she is going to become a Slayer, and that's pretty much like all I really know about it. I'm probably not 100% accurate with that description at all, but I am really interested in trying it out. This is the same author that wrote Paranormalcy, and I really, really loved that book. I need to continue on with the last 2 books in the series, but I also wanted to pick this up, and since it was 50% off, I went ahead and did that. It kind of stinks that I only ended up getting 2 books. If there would have been the entire store 50% off, I would have definitely bought some more within my budget, but it was not, and I also don't like buying books that I am not positive that I'm going to like. I only buy books that I have already read and loved and want on my shelf, or books that I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up liking, which I'm pretty positive I should end up enjoying Slayer, so we will find out when I end up reading that. But yeah, there were some other books that I thought about picking up that I have already read, but I kind of want to get something that I haven't read yet, and I also didn't really want to break the bank on books when I can just use my library, so I just ended up buying those 2. So now let's talk about my reading, as I didn't end up coming back on yesterday after my dinner. We ended up staying out a lot later than I thought, and I really just didn't have anything to update you guys on, so here we are. So I have not made any more progress on Oblivion. I have just been trying to get through Sloppy First, and to be honest, it's a little bit of a struggle getting through this. It is definitely dated, and it's definitely a younger YA. I read upper YA, so it has been a little bit of a struggle. I found the audiobook, so that's what I'm doing now because I just can't get myself to physically read this one. It's just a little too much, but I really want to pass my N.E.W.T.s. So I'm trying to get through it on audio. So far, it's all right. It seems to be getting a little bit better, but like I said, it is a lower YA, so it is a younger cast of characters, and their problems are very dramatic, but very minuscule to me. And our character is pretty dramatic and talks about some pretty troubling things now that her best friend has moved away. And I'm just not feeling the whole, like, the world is over, I hate my life, I want it to be over kind of mood, especially when I didn't think that that was the vibe that this book was going to give off. I'm hoping that it picks up here pretty soon. I am now currently on page 79, so I have made like very, very small progress. So I'm hoping to finish this today because I just want to be done with it. So I think that is what I'm going to do now, is go ahead and pick this up and hopefully just get through it. I just realized that I finished my N.E.W.T.s. That was the last book I needed. I just went and marked it done and realized that I am done. I am a freaking ministry worker right now. Look at me. I cannot believe that I got it done. I can't believe that I have a whole week left of the month and I got my N.E.W.T.s done. That is crazy. I feel so good. I feel so much less pressure. I love these readathons by Book Roast, the Owls, and the N.E.W.T.s, and I think she may do like an extra credit one later in December or something, but these have been the best readathons that I have participated in. I do still love the Bout of Books one, still one of my all-time favorites, but in terms of ones where you have like challenges and like very specific TBRs, this has been my favorite one. I haven't liked any other ones I've done more than this, not even close. So for my all-time favorite readathon is still Bout of Books because it's so relaxed and there's no way to fail. But for my all-time favorite structured one, it's the N.E.W.T.s. Or it's just the magical readathons that Book Roast puts on. So definitely be sure, if you have not participated before, or if you just didn't participate this time, to participate next time with me because it is just the best. And I'm talking about both the Bout of Books and the N.E.W.T.s and the Owls and every other magical readathon that Book Roast does. Participate in them all with me. They're top notch. So now let's talk about Sloppy First. Oh, I did not like it. I think the main thing I did not like about it is just that it is not for my age category. It's not an upper YA. It's not targeted towards older teens and adults who read YA. It is definitely geared towards younger teens, so probably like 16 max, and it is pretty dated. There were a lot of times where I cringed with word usage and some problematic language that we definitely do not say today, that, yeah, it honestly was just not for me. It's not a bad book other than the problematic language. I just really think that this just isn't, it's not targeted for me, and I don't appreciate it enough. Same reason why I don't read younger YA, and same reason I don't read tween or juvenile books. I just don't relate, and I don't ever remember a time being like this dramatic and ridiculous about things. I feel like I've always been kind of mature, but who knows? So I just can't relate to these characters, so I've always been somebody who just reads upper YA and a very small dose of adult. So yeah, it's not a shocker that I don't like it. I am pretty shocked that this is what my best friend's favorite book is. I'm gonna have to talk to her about this. I will say, though, that if I was reading this when it first came out, which when it first came out, I think I was 8 or 9, I think I would have liked it then. It is just not a today book. If these were redone, I think that they'd be done pretty well. Even if it still stuck to the same targeted audience, I think being redone, I would have liked it a little bit more. But I think I'm gonna have to give it like a 2-star. I just wasn't invested. I read it just to pass my N.E.W.T.s. I do feel bad though, because it is my best friend's favorite book, and I do know the author on the social interwebs, so I do feel bad not liking it, but overall, really, I just think it's not for me. I definitely wouldn't tell people to stay away from it. I would never be like, don't read that book. It's just not for me. And I think that that's fine. I don't think anybody will get upset about that. So now, what will I do with the rest of my day? I think I'm going to go ahead and listen to Oblivion now. And that's about it. I'm hoping to make a pretty big dent in that. Tomorrow I want to hopefully start Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. And that's about it. So I will check in with you guys later. Watching Veronica Mars Season 4. Pepe sleeping over here. Books over there. Recipe for a good night. Hey guys, happy Monday. It is time to wrap up this Bout of Books Readathon vlog. First off, how cute is my bun? I haven't worn a bun in so long. It's so nice. I know that I did not come on yesterday and update you guys. Yesterday was my 2-year wedding anniversary, so I first had to go to a wedding shower in the morning. I was there until like mid-afternoon, and then the rest of the night I spent with my husband. I did do some reading though, so we will talk about that in a second, but we also watched the first episode of Hulu's original series, The Looming Tower, and that show is really interesting so far, so I will keep you guys updated. We are planning on watching 1 episode every day this week and then binging the last 4 episodes this weekend, so I am super duper excited and will definitely update you guys in next weekend's vlog. So now for the wrap up. I did so crazy good this Bout of Books readathon. I have done so much better than I've done previously, and I finally got to the level that I used to be reading at, especially during this one, since this one always takes place in the summer. Before, I would have summer breaks because it would be high school and college when I was participating in these, and I would have time to just sit and read all day, every day with no responsibilities. Now that I am an adult, that has not worked out so much, and I never have done really good on these readathons since, but for this one, I did pretty much all audiobooks, and I did really, really good. So that is what I need to do. I need to have audiobooks, or I need to have graphic novels in order to really make some personal success during these readathons. It was really good. I ended up reading 5 books, which is just nuts. Let's talk about it. So first, I will let you know that I did not start Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I am planning on starting this today when I get home from work and finishing it by the month's end. So you have to wait and watch for my month-end wrap-up to see if I ended up finishing this book this month. So now on to what I actually did read. So first up, I finished up The Selection by Kiera Cass. This is this month's book club pick that we are talking about tonight, so I'm very, very excited to have book club tonight and see what everybody thought. This was a reread for me. It was really, really good and so fun and so nostalgic. I did end up annotating it, so I have all my beautiful tabs in it now. Loving it. I will say that sometimes with a reread, I don't like it as much as the first time. This wasn't as magical and great as the first time because I knew everything that was coming, but it's been such a long time since I read it that there were the smaller things that I forgot, so I still say that this is a 5-star book. And then I did something crazy and decided to continue on with the Luck series by Jennifer Armentrout because I did read the first one last week before the readathon started. So I decided, let's just keep going, and I decided to listen to them on audiobook. So first up, I read Onyx, which is book 2. This one I really enjoyed, but I did realize that this is one of my least favorite books in the series, at least thus far. So if I was going to really rate this book, I would give it 4 stars. I should have gave it 4 stars to begin with because I remember not liking it the first time that I read it. I liked it because it was another book in the series that is my favorite, but overall plot and everything, I didn't like it as much as the other books, so it originally should have got 4 stars. I'll leave the 5-star rating on Goodreads, but it's a 4-star book. Then I picked up the audio for Opal. This one I really love. This one gets 5 stars. Really great experience rereading these books. I'm just really enjoying myself. Then I took a break from the Lux series and I picked up Sloppy First by Megan McCafferty. I was reading this one for my N.E.W.T.s. This was my last class, which was potions, in order to try and become a ministry worker, and I freaking did it, guys! I am a ministry worker. It's so crazy that I got it done so quick because I have almost an entire week left of August, but I did it. It's done. I begin my new career soon. Now for potions class, it was to read your best friend's favorite book, and I picked my in real life best friend, Sarah. This is her favorite book, and I did talk to her about it yesterday because I did not like this book, and it was pretty surprising that this is what her favorite book is, but she did tell me that this was her favorite book when she was a young teen, that she has not reread it in a very long time, at least probably 10 years, she said. So it makes a lot more sense now, but it's just so funny because I can't picture this being her favorite book, but she said that when she was a young teen, she really loved the series and she really needs to reread it and see if it's still a favorite. But for me, it was not a favorite. I would give this book 2 out of 5 stars. It's not so much bad. There is some problematic writing. This book was published in 2001, so it is very dated. There is some language that we do not use, and every time I saw the word, it made me cringe, and I didn't like it. I really wanted to put this book down. I can't believe that there was a time where it would be okay to use that in a book during a time that I was alive. But it is what it is. But the main reason that this is getting 2 out of 5 stars is because I just couldn't relate. This is definitely a younger YA, which is totally fine. It doesn't make it a bad book. Just for me personally, I couldn't get into it because it's just not targeted for my age range. I know that I read YA when I'm an adult. No books are going to be targeted towards me. But I read upper YA, which is like the crossover between YA and adult books. A lot of adults read those. I don't read middle grade. I don't read juvenile fiction. I just read upper YA and a little tiny bit of adult. So this book just was never going to be something that I would have picked up for myself, ever. I definitely recommend it for ages probably like 12 to 15. I will also say that I saw some Goodreads reviews, or it was on the Goodreads questions that you can ask, and somebody asked if this would be appropriate for their 14-year-old, and somebody said that they would never let their teenager read it. It's really not that problematic, and this is definitely a lower YA, definitely intended for younger ages. There is nothing in it that is not happening in these teens' lives from as early as probably 10 or 11. So the fact that somebody said they would not let their teen read it, I have some problems with, because we shouldn't be super sheltering our kids. We should be exposing them and talking to them before these things expose themselves on our kids. But I'm also not a parent, so maybe that'll change when I do have kids, but that's all I'll say about that. Oh, and Sarah is still my friend, so that's good. And then last but not least, I picked up Oblivion by Jennifer Armentrout. This is technically book 1.5, and I did finish this up last night. It was really good. I'm gonna give it 5 stars. It was very interesting to see things from Damon's point of view, but the original book number 1 is definitely still my favorite. This was just really interesting to get his side of the story and see what he was doing and thinking during these big, giant plot moments, and it was just a really great experience. So that is all 5 of the books that I read during this week. It was such a great experience. Like I said, this is one of my all-time favorite readathons to participate in. I love the relaxed, easy pace of it. I love that you cannot fail at this readathon. I just love it. It can be whatever you make it. I love that there's not challenges and prompts. It's just read until your little heart gives out, and I am just there for it. Let me know in the comments if you participated in this. If you did, let me know how you did. If you did not, let me know if you're going to be participating next time, because I would love to cheer each other on. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, you want to see more bookish content from me, please hit that subscription button. And if you want to be notified as soon as my videos go live here on YouTube, hit the notification bell. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!